Hey everyone, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio, and I'm going to tell you the truth about March Madness and all the upsets. And the recurring theme in this tournament is the favorites cannot handle pressure. And you can see the teams that are the favorites that have the guards that make the plays when the underdogs are coming at them real hard, and the teams that just melt and wilt under pressure. And we're going to talk about the team that survived and played well, and the team that wilted under pressure. Let's start with St. Peter's. That's the story. You're going to see us. You see the picture on the screen with St. Peter's. I'm just going to flash that because it's about them, this tournament right now. They defeated Purdue 67-64. And I'm going to tell you something. Guard play was big. Banks and Lee and Eddard and the rest of the players played superb. It was just Jalen Murray, superb. These Jersey City kids just battled, and Purdue. It was a good game, and Purdue was up 4, and Travion Williams kept them afloat. And then when St. Peter's pushed, Williams would make plays. He would make great passes. He would score in the lane. I tell you what was big was when St. Peter's was able to tie the score. When Eddard got fouled, it was a 4-point game with 5 minutes left, and Purdue needs to stop. Maybe if they need to stop, they could relax. But Eddard gets fouled. He's a great free throw shooter. He made all 3. Terrible foul. And then Travion Williams, that was the last time he really got a good look, got fouled, misses the free throw, makes 1. And Darryl Banks hits a shot, 12-footer, and then another runner in the lane to give them the lead. Now it's the lead with 2 minutes left. And now all the pressure in the world is on Purdue. The fans are cheering. UCLA, North Carolina fans thinking because it's going to be an easier game. They're cheering. Be careful with that. And then St. Peter's able to get stops because what Shaheen Holloway did, he went to a matchup zone. Now Travion Williams, who's killing him inside, can't score. He's got to kick it out. And Edey is the guy that has to beat you. And he hadn't had a good game. And they said, listen, we're going to let Edey defeat us. And Ivey, I'm sorry, Jaden Ivey. And Jaden Ivey didn't have a good game. He missed the last 3-pointer to tie the game. That could have tied the game, and they end up losing. And Ivey was 4 of 12. 6 turnovers. He was just bad. And they were all over him. And the St. Peter's defense, they switched from man. They switched to a matchup zone. They took away the airspace of the Purdue 3-point shooters. So Stefanovic did not get to go crazy. He had 3 3-pointers, but that was it. He didn't go off. Gillis is 0 of 3. Ivey 1 of 6. Hunter 0 of 4. And I'm going to tell you something. Eric Hunter and their backup point guard, Isaiah Thompson, was harassed by Banks and Lee and the guards. And you know what? Let's give St. Peter's front court credit because they battled. Nadefo fouled out, but he battled with Edey. They didn't let them go crazy. And then when Williams was getting going, Shaheen said, okay, I'll go matchup zone so we could pinch inside because Ivey's not hot from the outside. So we'll give them that. And we'll just defend like crazy on the inside. And it worked because now you're tight. With 5 minutes left, you're the favorite and you're playing St. Peter's and you're the best team in the Big Ten. And you're bigger. You think you're better. And now it's a close game and St. Peter's has zero fear of you. That is just, they took it from them. And St. Peter's has been a better team. I listened to Clark Kellogg. He was right. They've been the better team all 3 games. Shaheen has been great. They get up at you. They defend the heck out of you, but they defend smartly. Because when you see Lee and when you see Banks, they guard you 94 feet, but they don't do it with their hands. They beat you to the spot with their feet. Watch them defend the rest of the tournament, how they slide their feet and you're not able to get around them. So by the time you get up court, you're under the whole half-court offense is under duress. As efficient as Purdue has been, one of the most efficient half-court teams in the nation, pressure bust pipes. And St. Peter's was able to get the job done. Defending without really fouling. They guarded the heck out of Purdue, and it's a well-deserved trip to the Elite Eight. And so he always said, now, what do you think about us now? And he told you in the press conference before, okay, we're smaller, but we don't care. Tell my guys from Jersey and New York. I'm a Jersey guy, so I know. Tell them they're too small. They can't do this and they can't do that. And they're playing with this massive chip on their shoulder. They're coming at you. And these teams that are the underdogs are just playing with grit and determination. And then it's a test to see, all right, let's see what the favorite's going to do now. Let's see how tough the favorites are. And the favorites have wilted under pressure. Case in point, Gonzaga. Again, when the goings gets rough, Gonzaga doesn't like it when it's really physical, because they could have lost to Memphis. If Imani Bates was healthy and he was able to just play the whole game without minutes restriction, Memphis would have beat Gonzaga. And Gonzaga got punked. JD Natoe was just a monster. 21.6 assists, 6 rebounds. Jalen Williams was good. Williams and Williams and Natoe they were getting around Gonzaga's guards all day long. They harassed Nembhard. Nembhard had 5 turnovers. Timmy had 5 turnovers. And I'm going to tell you something, 10 turnovers with your best ball handlers, 10 turnovers. And there were times Nembhard got the ball, just took it from him. And even when he played Duke, that happened to him too. This is the problem that Gonzaga has faced the last 3 years. Every time Texas Tech, Baylor, and Arkansas, kind of knows the Southwest teams. Gonzaga plays at a certain pace. They're quick, up and down, choom, 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 up and down, fast break. Even after a made basket, they're coming up and down, and they're feeling good. They kind of were getting to that point. Arkansas totally slowed the game down. All right. Now you got to show me a half-court offense so you can get back into the game. They never played at their pace. Arkansas dictated what was going on. They were the dictators. And Gonzaga's been the dictators all year. Once they got slugged in the face, they didn't respond well. And they lost. And they're back home again. I don't know what Mark Few has to do. He's probably got to get some more guys that play like Arkansas. I think that's the only formula that's going to get him his title. I was rooting for him. I was so disappointed because I love that coach and I wanted to see him win. But they didn't deserve it. Arkansas took that game from him. And then Houston, Arizona. Houston punked Arizona. Houston took that game from Arizona. Now, they only had 10 offensive rebounds, but 5 of them, I mean, my gosh, 5 of them came from Charlton, who just I'm going to tell you something. Josh Charlton had an impact with the 7 rebounds and the 10 points. Now Shed was unguardable. He just destroyed their guards. Shed and Edwards just undressed Arizona's guards. And they were good. And it was a low-scoring game. It was just they're one of the best teams in the nation, holding teams under 60, and they were just good, man. And Houston just pounded them defensively. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they just defended the heck out of Arizona. They just took them out. And Arizona is another team like Gonzaga. They like to run, but they also like to play that high-low with Koloko and Bolo. And every time Koloko and Bolo got the ball, they blitzed them and they turned them over and over. And they tried to high-low play where it was a high post and they were dishing it to a low post. And every time they tried, they just took the ball from them. Matherin brought nothing to the table. He didn't do anything. Terry was good. Kerr was hurt. Kerr really gave him a spark, but he couldn't play it because of ankle. The backup point guard terrorized them. And Houston's moving on to play Villanova, and Villanova was Villanova, just out executing Michigan in the half court. Just their execution is flawless. They are with Gillespie. They're not super athletic, or they, with the shot clock going down, they have to have ball movement to beat you. It's not that they got a guy like a Jusang or Jaquez or Shed or Banchero of Duke. They don't have a guy that could just, okay, I'm going to break you down and just shoot it. They beat you by the system. And they play that system to the T. I watched a play where Samuels got the ball in the post. The design is not for him to shoot the post. He's just sitting back, waiting. Moore slides over to his strong side. So you're thinking that he's going to get the ball, but they defense shifted. But Gillespie snuck over from the weak side to the center court, where he was able to catch the ball and shoot a three. It was a thing of beauty. I just enjoyed the heck out of just watching Villanova execute. The problem is they're going to play Houston, and Houston defends the heck out of you. Villanova executes the heck out of you. This is the immovable object versus the irresistible force, and we're going to find out. I would lean toward Houston because their defense is so superb, where Villanova is going to have trouble getting their shots off. But Villanova is just Jay Wright superb. So Jay Wright might see a wrinkle in Houston's. I'm leaning toward Villanova, but it wouldn't surprise me if Kelvin Sampson, who's a great coach, and gets Houston back in the Final Four, because of how hard it's going to be for Villanova to score. But it's also going to be hard for Houston to deal with the ball movement, because it's not like Arizona. You got to play every second of the shot clock smartly. You can't foul, and Houston fouls a lot. You foul a lot against Villanova, you're going to get beat. So they have to be a little more disciplined if they're going to beat Villanova. And Duke was the one favorite that handled the pressure well at Texas Tech, put it on them. And I think it's the mission to get Coach K to the Final Four fueled them. So they're not feeling the pressure of Purdue and Gonzaga, and those teams are just wilted. Because the last 5 minutes of the Michigan State and this game with Texas Tech, they control. And I looked at the score. And Texas Tech was winning. I said, if they're even, Duke's leaving. They got even, Duke was leaving. Once Jeremy Roach had a big shot. Once Paulo Banchero hit a three-pointer to give him the 6-9, 6-8 lead. Jeremy Roach, who was solid, hit two buckets to give them the lead for good, and they were able to take care of business. And also the inside presence defensively of Mark Williams has helped, and he had a nice dunk off of a dish from Panchero, and Duke has been solid. And I guarantee you, put your mortgage on the fact that Duke will beat Arkansas. Arkansas, solid team. They don't have a prayer of beating Duke, because Duke's on a mission now. Now they could taste the Final Four, and they should be the favorites to take care of business. The only team, Kansas, UCLA, Carolina could conceivably beat them, but they're in great shape because the Gonzaga and Arizona's gone. So it all opened up for Duke. But Duke was the one team out of those teams on Thursday night that responded well to the pressure. And Villanova, yes. Villanova and Duke, but Villanova's just solid. They're inflappable. You got to just go out and beat Villanova to beat them. And now you have to really beat Duke, because Duke's on a mission to get to the Final Four. And then Kansas held off Providence. I love Remy Martin. He's really, really playing well. Wilson and Ocha Abaji, that sweet alley-oop dunk he had. Kansas is really playing good, but we'll see. I'm not a big Bill Self fan, but we shall see going forward what the Kansas Jayhawks are going to do. North Carolina ends up defeating UCLA 71-66. And it was the Caleb Love show. He had 30 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. He was outstanding. He was on fire, especially in the second half. He had big shot after big shot after big shot. One of the biggest, sometimes games are decided by little things. Armando Baycock, big. He had a save where Love was able to, after Baycock gets the rebound, he had a terrific save. I thought he was out of bounds. Throws the ball straight to Love, who had missed a three-pointer, down 3, hits the 3, ties the game with 1:42 left. Jaquez looked good. It's a 23-foot three-pointer that he missed. And then Love came down and pops a 3-point. It looked like he hit it in front of 2 players. It looked like he hit a 3-pointer in front of a double team, but he hits this 3-point shot. Minute left. They're up 3 and able to hold on and defeat UCLA. And it was a good win. Good win for North Carolina, 71-66. Both teams battled it out. It was just, both teams were making shots, but then UCLA got cold. Jusang couldn't hit those mid-range jump shots. Carolina's defense tightened up, and Love just took over the whole game. But Bangkok's rebound, it might not win the game if he doesn't save that ball in bounds, and that's the biggest play of the game. And it's the little things. It's the 50-50 balls. It's the hustle plays that get you to the Final Four. But I tell you what, Love and Davis and Manick, they're going to have their hands full with St. Peter's. They're going to get Love and Davis better be able to deal with the ball pressure that's going to hit them Sunday. It's going to be ball pressure they haven't seen all year long. They're going to dig up in North Carolina. They could care less about the Tar Heels or any team. St. Peter's is going to come for Carolina's throat. So can Carolina handle that pressure? Is St. Peter's going to be like George Mason and get to the Final Four? Right now, St. Peter's don't think they're going to lose. And you're not just going to beat it out. You get up, like say, for instance, Carolina starts the game 10-2. That's not going to affect St. Peter's. Carolina, to win this game, is going to have to dig deeper than they did against UCLA, even though UCLA is perceived to be a better team than St. Peter's. But the way that St. Peter's is playing, and their guards are just kicking everyone's tail. And RJ Davis and Love are balling out, but these guards are coming. And can Carolina use their size and survive and show the intestinal fortitude that you better show when you're playing St. Peter's? I mean, the world is going to be rooting for St. Peter's, and Hubert Davis is going to tell the players, block out the noise, let's play our game, and let's execute. And I wonder if it's just going to be a Duke. If it's meant to be that Duke and Carolina end up playing each other for Krzyzewski's in the Final Four, just because of Krzyzewski's last year has just meant that Carolina and Duke is playing. But I don't know. I don't know about that, because St. Peter's got a lot to say. I mean, Carolina's got to play really good to beat St. Peter's. And now, before I sign off, Miami's beating Iowa State by 7 in the second half. The winner plays Kansas. I like Kansas versus the winner, regardless of who wins. They'll get to the Final Four. I'm not picking Kansas to win the national championship, of course. Bill Self will literally have to win the national championship, and I have to see it on TV for me to believe that Kansas is going to win. I'm sorry. They got a good team with McCormick and Remy Martin and those guys. They can ball, and they're good enough to win national championship. I don't trust them in the biggest of spots.